Well, everyone, as you can see, we have our guest back this week. Um, Helen is back with us. We have always had such great response when you've been on the show with us. So we couldn't wait to have you back again. We're very excited to have you here. And so some of the things that the three of us, were thinking about to talk about for you to help us through some of the things, because health is so broad. We can go down so many different channels. So we kind of try to pigeonhole it to see what we could kind of talk about. So we hear a lot of conversations and you see a lot of like energy drinks and different things. So what are some healthy ways to maintain our energy? Along with, you always see a lot of sleep aids. What are some natural ways to help with our sleep? And then what is one small daily habit that will have the hugest impact in our life?
No
Right?
pressure.
No pressure.
The
Go.
one thing, right?
The one that we just want the one thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That if we do this one thing, everything will change for us.
Well, it's a pleasure to be back talking with you, ladies. And Michelle, you put the setting right that, health is so broad. It's easy to just get overwhelmed what to do, where to go. And um, I will kind of constantly go back to what's the one thing, what's the one habit we can install. So I invite people who will listen from your position, your perspective, where right now would be the one thing that you can actually implement. And everything in life is all about progression. You know, we go back when we were kids, we learned, step by step how to tie our shoes. Well, we're lifelong learners, and so it's never too late to learn more about our own health. So, yeah, energy. How to maintain energy? Well, what is energy? I'm kind of asking you just the question. When you think energy, what are we looking at? What are you thinking about?
For me, energy is that ability to um, keep going during the day, to have the energy to fulfill whatever it is that you want to do for your tasks, whatever, without hitting that midday or 3 o'clock. Oh God, I just can't do it. Like, where's the caffeine? I need the coffee, to be able to get through that with just optimal energy. And I know that rest is is a big part of that, right? Like rest, actually helps with that. But yeah,
And for
Yeah,
me,
great.
sorry.
go
And
ahead.
for me, it's about waking up tired. I don't want to wake up tired. I want to wake
Mm.
up with energy so I can get through the day rather than going, oh, wow, I'm already tired. Like that sucks.
Yeah. And for me, those two are top, but it's also having my mind full of energy. What I mean by that is not just going through the motions because I know I have to make dinner or whatever, is to have the mindset and the energy to do it, be fulfilled in doing it. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but sometimes I think because we get down or we lose our momentum is the word I'm looking for. And so we caffeinate. So then we get a buzz, and we walk around and we buzz around and do things. I'd like it to that my mind and my energy are like doing fulfilling. And when it's that time to go to bed, I'm not overstimulated.
Wonderful. Three good example of everyday that many women experience, many postmenopause women experience. Um, so energy is not just willpower. It comes from different systems within us that are working or not working together. So, there's the energy at the cellular level that we want. I'm gonna be a bit sciencey, but just so what do we know? What does interconnected? And then we'll get into the practical for not having that 3 p.m. crash, waking up with actually feeling recovered and
Mm.
ready to seize the day, and having that focus, that drive, that mental drive. So in our cells, the what our food and the oxygen that we breathe will be converted into energy through the ATP. Basically, there are tiny batteries in our cells that makes ATP. And when let estrogen go down naturally at menopause, so after that we have a different hormonal landscape, and it's just more difficult to create that energy. Uh, and the goal is how to this energy as well is from the spike, the blood sugar spike up and down.
Mhm.
That creates those low energy. How can we regulate that blood sugar? As well, how we sleep, how we move, exercise, and how stressed we are. This all these different elements impact our energy, and if when we are low level energy. So sometimes, like, am I eating enough or the proper nutrients? Am I sleeping enough? Or again, the proper sleep hygiene. Same for movement or exercise, and then all combined. So again, listener, maybe see where do you fit in. Oh, maybe I really need to do big steps on my nutrition, tweak some stuff, or maybe I really need to create my sleep routine so that I can actually recover from my sleep. So habits we can look at the big ones, like the big blocks. Proteins. So we have talked about nutrition in our past. I'm always going to bring it back. Protein, protein, protein.
She does.
But having protein in our breakfast, at our breakfast, will totally be a big player for our energy level. It will steady our blood sugar. It will feed our muscles. It will build the brain neurochemicals for focus, for mood. So just that first important meal of the day matters for that energy through the day. So having proteins in there. 30 to 40 grams. What does that mean? And it's an average. So think of 1 gram of protein for 1 pound of body weight through your day, spread out through your day. If someone is an athlete, it will require more. I always going to use my mom as an example. She's 84. She's barely 100 pounds, I guess. She doesn't need that much, yet she does still need enough protein to have that energy in the day. So in the morning, breakfast, what could that look like to have 30 to 40 grams of protein in our breakfast? Do you have any ideas? Any suggestion?
No, I know, I know. I only know because she drills it into me. So,
So please offer some.
I have done Greek yogurt, and I've actually added some protein powder to the Greek yogurt. I have added chia seeds to the Greek yogurt and flax seeds along with berries. Currently, my big thing now has been um, I do 2 eggs and I put in some cottage cheese in that because that adds more protein into it. I'll add Canadian bacon. I'll add some um, veggies into it, and I make myself this really good protein packed like omelet, scramble omelet.
Mm.
So both of those help me, and I'll tell you, it makes a world of difference having it because I don't even between lunch and breakfast, they don't get that like 10 o'clock. Oh, I need something to eat. Like sometimes I have to look at the clock and say, oh, it's noon. Go have some more protein because it helps um, not make me as hungry.
Mm-hmm. Great. So thank you for those different example. Now it's always about finding what we like to eat that fits
Mhm.
our style. But yeah, what's a good amount? What foods can be taken for breakfast? We have the sweet or the savory style. So any kind of oatmeal cereal bowl with lots of, again, whole grains, oats, seeds are high in proteins, nuts. We can, again, just top it with some protein powder. Like I personally do that because sometimes, but
Mhm.
just keep in mind, this is still a trans. Technology is great when it works.
Oh,
Mhm.
totally. Totally.
Like,
We were all afraid that you were just saying some absolutely phenomenal information and you were like frozen and we're like, we're missing all of this.
I know. I'm like, and then she's frozen, and usually I'm the one who's freezing because of my, and I'm like, is it me? And they're both going, nope. I'm like, not me.
yeah, I can't really pinpoint why connection with didn't want and
Nope. Okay, so we were
right.
talking about the protein and
Yeah, different example.
the grains. Yes.
So yeah, so just take the time to look at how many proteins are in your current breakfast. Nowadays with internet, you just Google it, how many proteins in whatever you're eating, and you get a good estimate. And then, okay, what can I add? Maybe an egg, maybe some chia seed, maybe some tofu, some black beans, some yogurt again. So just top it off keeping in mind this is going to stabilize my blood sugar for the day. It's going to feed my muscle and my brain to have focus, good mood. So all right, I have a purpose. There's a purpose of that first meal in the day. Another habit is to get some morning light. So we all have a circadian rhythm, our 24-hour biological inner clock. I'm jumping right away into talking about sleep, but it's good to know your chronotype. About 55% of people are what they call the bear, which is, get up more or less with the sun and energy align with daylight and then go down. But some are night owl or early bird. So starting to know that can help you and adjust your schedule with that. But getting that first morning light, the exposition of that natural light going outside, not indoor, will get that natural spike of cortisol to come. Wake up, energize yourself. Cortisol is not just a bad hormone, stress hormone. It has good use. So you want that spike of cortisol in the morning to energize. So, morning light, 5-10 minutes. After that, hydration is a big piece as well. That why we can feel low energy. It's a complex thing, but it plays in so many things. So hydration is what? It's not just water, H2O. It has to be in the presence of electrolyte. And bear with me, it's not just athletes. It's everyday people. We want those minerals, sodium, potassium, magnesium present in it so we can better absorb the water. Those three minerals or these electrolytes, they are present in many foods. So check it out around. I love my magnesium in dark chocolate. So that's an easy one. Potassium in banana, for example, sodium in so many things. So you might just have it already in your everyday nutrition, those minerals present, but make sure. Now, a good way to also hydrate is the fact that the night, that 8 hour, is where we actually dehydrate the most. It's a long period of non-activity. There's still a lot of activity going on, that recovery in the brain and the muscle and everything. And so when we wake up, we're more often than other in a dehydrated state. So this is a good thing to start your day with, just a good glass of water. Room temperature, better to for absorption, not cold, cold, cold. Of course, if it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit, you will welcome that cold water as well. Now, if let's say you're more prone to have hot flashes, or as an athlete, your sedation is higher, you have a higher loss of electrolyte, you may want to add like pills, tablets of electrolytes in your water. When it's super hot, again, when you're more prone to hot flashes, and or when you train hard or longer, that's like that extra one is useful. But every day, again, look around in your everyday nutrition. Do I have enough of these three minerals combined with my water? Water or hydration doesn't only come from water. So again, if I only drink water and I lack those minerals, the water may just go in and out. I'm going to pee the whole day. Great. So you didn't hydrate that as much as you would like to. Any caffeinated beverages will dehydrate us. Alcohol will dehydrate us. Maybe really spicy food, processed food will require more water to be able to break down. So it goes both ways. As well, a good hydration is through our fruits and vegetables. This is the kind of the perfect packaging of water we can take. So some people could just, I think I eat fine and I drink a lot of water through the day, but there's no fruit or there's not much vegetables. Well, this is kind of the first hydration you want, fruits and vegetables. Half of your plate should be those colorful food. And you get minerals, you get vitamins, you get fibers, you get hydration from this. What else we can do to help our energy to maintain it? Movement, exercise, however we're going to want to call it. In my clientele, I have a range of different women. I have the intense athlete who I need to kind of tame down their volume to better fit that new hormonal landscape of perimenopause and then postmenopause. And I have those who are not training. They know it's a good thing. They might think it's a good idea, but for their individual reasons, they haven't implemented yet, whether by lack of knowledge, lack of time. But then this is more like a work to be done. Okay, what does it mean to you? Before just trying to shove in exercise, but if again I don't know how, and not link it to my health, my fitness, my energy, my brain focus. So this can be the work that needs to be done even before starting to train to make movement. But movement can be going out for a walk, yoga, dancing. That this is the foundation of movement, and then we can increase and be more specific. So keeping that in mind where you are, as am I like full sedentary? Am I overtraining athlete or anywhere in the middle? What do I need to adjust? Maybe I need to implement more. Maybe I need to tone it down to not have just extra cortisol secreted in my body. And now it's detrimental. So movement, strength, right? I'm just gonna give you a few bite-sized element that you want to aim towards, whether you are starting, but incorporating 2 times a week some strength, lifting something heavy for you. Always starting again by having safe, proper technique of your movement. But we've talked about functional movement, functional fitness, sitting and standing and sitting, getting off the ground, picking up something, putting it on a shelf. Those are everyday movement, and there's functional fitness that we can do that mimic this. So 2 times a week, lifting something heavy for you. And basically it's just to give a clearer signal, because if like, well, I'm gonna kind of do some squat or kind of lift stuff, because of our hormonal landscape that just change, we need to pick up the ball of what estrogen we're doing, for example, just to name one. And the signal needs to be clear, kind of clearly yell at your brain and your muscle, hey, this is a clear signal, do your thing. To create energy. So strength twice a week. In the same aspect, some high intensity but short burst. Again, starting from 0, you're not gonna go crazy. Start by just implementing of, taking a 20-minute walk. And at some point, hey, let me add some little burst. There's this hill. Let me just push hard for 10 seconds in it and then go back down. Relax, recover, take the time. And then let me just push back again harder. That's something I give to my 83-year-old mom. An athlete, it's the hardcore thing of like, get on your bike and maybe do that hill with your bike all out. So there's a middle through that. So find where you are, and then most rest of the day movement is welcome to again help the blood flow, circulation of the oxygen. So basically, just we don't want to be a sedentary. So having little micro bites of movement through your day, whether it be walking around the block, do some little stretching, exercise, yoga. Again, I'm dancing, some chore in the house with, a little bit more upbeat. That can be it. So movement is key for energy. We can think, oh, well, if I'm tired, I'm already tired. I don't want to go move more, do more exercise. Well, flip that scenario. That micro movement will actually help your system to create energy. What else? Maybe some more tiny details. So again, those were the 4 big blocks: protein at breakfast, morning light, hydrate properly throughout the day. Do I have those 3 minerals in my diet? Or else let me add them to my water. Do I have enough fruits and vegetables? And move smartly, exercise smartly. Strength, burst of intensity, and a lot of easy. And recover for sure. Recovery is the main part. We'll get to that. Extra things would be omega-3s. Well, the good fats, your brain our brain feeds on many things, but on the good fats. So having extra virgin olive oils, avocados, nuts, seeds, omega-3s. So omega-3, just to remind ourselves in today's society, we require a ratio from the omega-6 to 3, like a 2-for-1. That's a healthy one we want to target. Currently, the average American diet is like 20-for-1. So it's a huge imbalance. So those omega-3, just for, the poor nutritious food we can have around us, we could supplement with omega-3 as well for the energy, for the brain, for the mood. Omega-3 are a good supplement to add in our day. We can look at, do we have deficiency? So that's good to have just a blood test. Deficiency in iron, B12, vitamin D, and magnesium. Those are 4 that, we may eat well, sleep well, exercise, and I still have that energy. What's going on? That low energy, well, might be a deficiency in those. So check those 4. If then, your doctor will help you, direct you. Sometimes, they will just give you a supplement to help replenish the this, but ideally look at what do I need to change, tweak in my nutrition to have those minerals and vitamins present. Voila for that. What's new for you in this regarding maintaining, having energy?
I want to bring up one thing. I think for me, adding the strength training, even though I get tired, I see I don't feel weak. I feel stronger. So it's kind of like I don't always feel super energized, but I have the ability to lift more things. And I had the beginning stages of low bone density, like losing some of my bone density. So I know you and I are working towards increasing and improving that. So this also, even though it does energy, it also is going to help with the bone density aspect. But I think just the strength your body starts to feel.
Yeah. And more muscle. Again, we're not talking here about athlete level bodybuilding or anything like that. Just our muscles are our key to longevity. So we want to maintain that muscle mass and build whatever is possible for us. So we can also kind of, link, or okay, I need to build muscle, which maintain me. If I have, let's say, low muscle mass, including my heart is a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So my skeleton muscle, it's going to require more energy for me to pick myself up and down. Well, if I do have the muscles, it doesn't require that much energy because I have the muscle to do it. So that was like just for the strength of it. And for my heart to do his work. That's why those little bursts of high intensity to work that muscle so that it can actually pump the blood, do its thing easily. Then so you're less fatigued. It's classic, you'll see someone out of shape for whatever reason, and they're going to be out of breath just by getting up the stairs, picking something up from the ground, and there's those two, the muscles doing the work and the heart pumping the blood to do it. So that's why strength and bursts of intensity are helping you having just the energy.
I thought it really interesting about the water, and I'm sure you've mentioned this before, but sometimes it takes a while for things to hit my brain. And I didn't like, I'm just always being drink water, but I didn't think of what are the three? Potassium,
So sodium,
um,
potassium, magnesium.
that have to make sure I'm getting that over here in order for that water to work. So that is a big wow moment for me. Even at this age, I never connected the dots. And also what do you look for the deficiency? Because I always thought it was just
Yeah,
iron. What's the
yeah.
other one? What's the other three?
And there still might be others. So this is very individual. That's why, getting a blood test
Yeah.
whenever you can is good. Like, hey, do I have any deficiency in anything? So iron is one. B12, vitamin B12. And it's a classic for mood, depression symptoms, fatigue. Sometimes is linked to low B12, or just adding a supplement of B12. We're like, hey, I feel better.
Right.
So, and B12 is found in animal foods, ideally, organic meat. So you have all the nutrients in them, the vitamins and the minerals and everything. So the third one, vitamin D. Vitamin D, the best source is sunlight.
Yeah.
Direct exposition to sunlight. We're in the North Hemisphere. Winter is coming. And so it's already kind of there. So usually through October to March or April, we don't have enough vitamin D. We can't have enough vitamin D from the sun. So in the summer, I don't take vitamin D, but in the winter, I started as of October to have a supplementation of vitamin D to make sure we have enough. Because you can also find some in some fortified food of vitamin D.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a tricky one that almost everybody in the North Hemisphere we can easily have a deficiency in vitamin D because there's no enough sunlight close to us that we can actually produce vitamin D. The last one was magnesium. This is easy to find again in our diet, but let me take just a random example of someone eating the same thing. Well, it can easily end up with deficiencies. So the variety, the freshness, whole food, variety of fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, everything from the vegetable world is a source of magnesium. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, cashew, beans, spinach, dark chocolate. So it's easy to get magnesium if we want to, but still, someone can be just rushed and then eat the same thing over and over. So having that variety of fruits and vegetables, nuts and seed, it's a good way to get it. So yeah, those are 4 big ones that can definitely point to low energy.
And I always thought it was just the iron. Like I know you've talked about it, but for some reason that didn't stick to my brain. And that's something I'm really going to pay attention to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, health, our physiology is so complex.
Yeah.
So again, people who are watching, just re-watch this episode, and maybe just take 1 or 2 habit that, this is new for me. Let's say for you, Tracy, okay, water, make sure I have my 3.
Yeah.
This is where you at, so maybe, okay, I got this, I got that.
Yeah.
I do this. Oh, but water, let me check that, my hydration. Okay. And yeah, I haven't got a blood test. I don't know. Do I have any deficiency in anything? So that can help you just tweak your diet, your nutrition.
I do get blood tests, but I think our doctors don't actually I look for the race.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, because like in the health world of me, I do get like yearly blood tests just for other stuff. But this has never ever been mentioned.
Yeah. And
So that's a whole different episode, but
yeah, but let me add something here. As much as I am not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. Uh, now, let's know that. So be in charge of your quest of getting a blood test. Don't 100% trust the doctors knows what to check, and if your levels are right, like say yes, okay, I would like my blood test for this year, and I want to check those four for sure. They may say, oh, you're in the range. Ask them to see where you are, because the ranges of average or normal changes, because the overall health is lowering over the years and the years and the years. So they also adjust those range. So that does not mean it's actually optimal. Well, you're in the range in the average people, but so you can ask, and then I don't know, look online to see what are these average and explain it more for you. If let's say you're in the low part of that average, they say you're good, maybe still add some food rich in those mineral or vitamin.
so you're saying the average has gone down just based on the overall average of people's health, so they just adjust the ranges. Nice.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So,
You're in the range, you're off.
yes. And even this is even more important if someone is training, more structurally for athletic goals. You're definitely gonna need more in general. So you don't even want to be in that average. You want to be, above almost. So yeah.
I just want to touch on the light part. For me right now, I'm in Eastern Standard Time, and it's very dark in the morning, very dark. And in another week, it's going to be a little bit lighter in the morning, but very dark in the late afternoon. And then it just converges where it's dark, 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 dark. And that is for more months than I care to want to admit. So and I've heard about get 5 to 10 minutes of light when you are awake. And I don't know how to do that because obviously it's dark when I get up. And even if I was to get up with the so-called sun, there's not a lot of that in Ontario during the months of November to like April. It's just the way it works. So how do you do that?
Right. So it's not necessarily light when you wake up, but exposition to morning light. I'm with you. I'm your neighbor. I'm in the province of Quebec, so totally hear that. And so just right now, I'm adjusting my. I'm not going out anymore. I don't like cold, so in the summertime, yes, at 7, 8, 6 or 7, I'm out on my balcony, just play with the garden and get that natural morning light. Now we're adjusting it because of the light gets later and it's colder. So maybe, I'll have my, 20-minute morning walk, maybe more at 8 or 9. But just as a general broader rule is you might be waking up at 5, 6 in the morning. It's still dark until 5, 7. That's that. Well, when the sunlight hits and you're okay with the temperature out there, just get out there,
Okay.
go sip your coffee with some natural light hitting you. We're not going to get, again, vitamin D, but that sunlight just to, again, natural awakening of our function, having that spike of cortisol to energize our day.
Okay.
I have a question on that, just a quick one. Sometimes we think sunlight is only when it's the blue skies and it's the bright sun, but we're still getting light even when there's clouds and it's cloudiness. Am
Yes.
I correct with that?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for bringing
Okay.
nuance. Yes. So that daylight, if we could say,
It's daylight. Okay.
even if we are in England and it's gray all the time, still getting out there, having that natural light hitting us, hitting our.
And so the other thing is all three of you just have to move to Florida. You'll have all your sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that, right?
No.
And in a sense,
No.
you know, people living closer to the equator, just general matter, there's less overall stress coming from those change, adaptation from seasonal change than people living further than the equator. So, you know, remind yourself that we're very resilient to having going from, you know, 80 Fahrenheit to minus 20. That's insane how we can endure and adapt. So remind yourself that when we are in those seasonal transition, to take the time to adapt, readjust your schedule, and to that. Yeah. And let's talk about sleep.
Make sure you check back for the continuation of this discussion. Please share these episodes with anybody you wish that you think will get benefit from this. We will have Helen's contact information. So if you'd like to go out on her website and ask her questions or talk to her or anything, so we will have that out there for you, or you can follow her on Instagram. And make sure that you like this episode and hit subscribe for to follow us and notifications so you know when our next episode is coming out. Until next time.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.